Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave, and a bit of a shorter video this Sunday as there's actually very little to update on the macro scale here. The last week's long-term analysis video that I uploaded into the long-term analysis playlist, which is very aptly named, is still very much relevant, so I can suggest that you watch that if you are very much interested in the long-term analysis of this lovely and very highly esteemed asset. So today, again, very short-term time frame video as we go over here into our, let's actually start off with the daily right here, because we do have something of great significance. We do have officially a daily golden cross between the green 55 and the purple 200 exponential average right here. And while Bitcoin, very likely will pull back at some points in times, in fact, we might even be seeing it right now. However, I do suspect that Bitcoin probably does gun for somewhere around 50,000 bucks first before a potential greater pullback within this whole structure. With that said, let's go into the lower term timeframes right now, as Bitcoin did break our 46.5 level that we did speak about yesterday, and that did initiate targets a little bit lower, down around the low $45,000 region right here. Keep in mind though that Bitcoin still does have higher lows, even on timeframes as low as like a 5 hour. I haven't looked at a 5 hour in a while, but a 4 hour right here, which would be around the green 55 exponential average, which is coming in around about 45,000 bucks or so. So as long as Bitcoin's above there, really can't get too bearish. And again, we are just testing right now into the white 200 simple and 10 simple moving average on the daily right here as well. So I very likely would be looking for a bit of a bounce, probably around intra, maybe end of day, perhaps around where CME did close on Friday. That is because remember, it did close 46.5, and technically after hours, I believe, was 47.7 actually. So I expect that we probably hang around here and then bounce around. And then, of course, if we go back right on over here, do we see anything from momentum oscillators that is of interest right now? Anything from structure? We do see BBWP starting to expand as Bitcoin does come down. And, well, hopefully for the blue laws here, setting a bit of a higher low. But let's talk about what happens if Bitcoin were to actually break this area right here, 45. Well, I would be looking for a test down to about 44,000 bucks. However, coming back down to your prior low is not necessarily making higher lows now, is it? So at that point, I would be looking for a bit of a bounce there. However, I would look for that bounce to get sold into and then trade low. Somewhere down around about 42,000 bucks would be about the target. Anyways, for right now, I don't necessarily think that that's what's happening. I think this is a little bit of a weekend kind of washout, and we very likely do see Bitcoin kind of trade sideways and then bounce back up. However, it does make it difficult to be looking for a move towards 49 to 50,000 or maybe 51,000 bucks, as long as Bitcoin is below essentially the high of today right now, which is 47,415. Basically anywhere there on a wick basis or on a closing basis, we could just say 47.1. That is also going to be in line with our momentum oscillators from the short-term timeframes as well. If we go down over here to the 4 hour, we will see that 4 hour Stokes will turn back up with any sort of a closure above 47.3. 3 hours going to show 47.3 as well. Bi hourly is going to be showing 46.850, and hourly is going to be showing 46.750 as well. By the way, just as a bit of an aside, this price action right here yesterday, this good old BART formation, it's absolutely fucking lovely. And for the people who've been around since like 27, or I guess more like 2018, 2019, you definitely know this formation all too well. It's very interesting to see it kind of come back in on the weekend for this market. Anyways, with that said, like I said, there's really not too much, too many interesting things to be speaking about right now. Do we have anything, any divergence to be speaking about on a bi hourly? Nah, not really. What about on a 4 hour? Nah, not really. And should also be aware that the 2-day did close actually on new highs as well for this rally. And again, I would be looking for a bit of a bounce here. I actually really do like the 2-day RSI getting back in the bullish control zone for the first time realistically since April on that mega massive run. So at some point, I also forgot about this as well. 21 to 55, the Silver Cross about to probably confirm. Maybe not today because we don't close this one today, but very likely the next closure, which is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and will inevitably be happening with any sort of a closure above 46,100, which we're actually below right now. But assuming that Bitcoin can just kind of trade a bit of sideways and then bounce back up in the early week, I would be looking for Bitcoin again over the next 3 to 4 days to very likely make a run towards 50,000 bucks. That's where I do suspect that we might see a bit of weakness, and perhaps we do initiate that greater pullback. As to which, if we were to top out basically anywhere between here and 50,000 bucks, that pullback target will be around 41 to 42,000 bucks for myself. Anywhere around the 21 exponential average right here, and very likely, another higher low on the daily if that does indeed happen. However, if Bitcoin were to close above 50,000 bucks, of course, it's a little bit well and far away right now, but if it were, I would actually look for an extension first to about 55 to 56,000 bucks, and then very likely pull back, and the pullback target will be, of course, higher than if it were to top out right here. It'd be somewhere right around very likely like 44 to 45,000 bucks. But let's, let price action tell us what's happening first and foremost. As of right now, not really too too much to be updating or getting excited about other than that. Is there anything over here on these charts that I should be aware of or should talk about right now? Daily just kind of trudging its way up. I'm sure that we do show some bearish divergence right here, but is it present on CME is a real question, and no is the answer. So I suspect that, as usual, when you do see a signal that is present on spot price action over the weekend and on Monday that is not present on CME, it is usually unlikely to play out in my experience. Perhaps you've noticed the same as well. Buy daily, topside Toronto band still somewhere around about 49 and some odd change. 3-day, we're still actually trending above the topside Toronto band, which is rather interesting. And then the 5-day, which was basing a lot of that analysis off of for looking for potential, continuation here to our breakdown from mid-May. I would still be looking for this, very likely to play out the next 4 days. However, if we do start to close above the topside Toronto band on the 5-day, that would look pretty damn good for actually getting Bitcoin to the mid-50s first before pulling back. But for right now, I hold my reservations with this. Don't really have too much interest in trading this over the weekend. For what it's worth, you can see my testnet account over here. By the way, Deribit kind of changed it around a bit, which is rather annoying. Wait, what's going on over there? Oh, sorry, just getting some notifications. And still holding my $33,000 long, printing about 1 spot 4 Bitcoin profit, and my options working rather well for myself, although a lot of marks right there that should be going my way. But you bastards on testnet, give me my fake money, sirs and sirs. No, just kidding. Anyways, back on over here. Anything else that I want to that I want to get out before we end this? No, I think that's it. Again, wait around for when CME opens back up. Until then, I look at any sort of short-term downs is very likely to bounce. Again, could come down just around 45,000 bucks. That would be kind of an obvious area for myself. Below there, yeah, we do start to potentially lose our lower-term time frame structure. But again, it's a long day left to go, and at least for myself, waiting is the name of the game over the weekend. So with that said, I think I'll end the video right there. Oh my God, 7-minute video. This might be the shortest video ever. We talk about anything else? Should we talk about anything else? Should we talk about some bearish shit? Okay, let's talk about what would this look like? How about this? What would this look like if this truly is going to be one massive bull trap right here, and Bitcoin comes down to maybe the low $30,000 territory? 33,000 bucks would still be fair game. By the way, actually, you know what? Let's talk about this really quickly. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let's have a little bit of fun here. All right, so daily CME. That's not a daily, that's a daily. We've been looking at this chart for a long time now. We have officially filled the gap as of Friday, and what does that look like? Well, we didn't just fill the gap, but we also hit the 618 Fibonacci retracement right there as well. So that would be your look if you are looking from a pullback from this region right here. And of course, we do still have that gap down around about 33,000 bucks from late July as well. But here's a scenario that I would be pondering if I really wanted to be super bearish, which I'm not. I actually do believe that the macro low is in. Of course, the conditions for destroying that are pretty damn clear. If Bitcoin trades below 33,000 bucks again, that ain't fucking happening, or very unlikely to be happening. But there is one major scenario that I would like to speak about, just for, just to kind of shoot the shit and talk a little bit of nonsense right now. But, well, you decide if it's nonsense. How about that? Anyways, here we go. This would be my biggest bearish look right now. The biweekly MACD, of course. The biweekly MACD has only crossed the downside about 3 times in Bitcoin's history. Well, technically 4 times now. But the prior 3 times have had a very, 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 very specific signature with this. Now, the last one that we did have was, of course, October 2019. We had one in February 18, and we had one in November 2014. Anyways, the one that we did see way back on over here in October 2019 has, or pretty much all of them do have a very similar signature, right? Crosses to the downside right here. You can barely see it up there, but it is crossing down. Bitcoin based off the white 20 simple, bounce above the 9 exponential average right there. That's the cyan moving average. And then bull trap down to the 55, bounce, and lower over time. We have a very similar signature over here as well now, don't we? And see it now. Okay, there we go. Cross to the downside right here. Boom, Bitcoin comes down, based around the 20 simple moving average right here, bounced up above the 9, rejection, bull trap down to the 55, and lower over time. And if we go a little bit further back than that, then we have this baby over here. Of course, same thing. Bi-weekly MACD crossed the downside of Bitcoin based off the 20 simple, bounced up above the 9, holds it there for about a month actually, and then rejection comes all the way down to 55 and then lower over time. And what are we dealing with right here? Well, this was kind of what was leading into my whole analysis for like the last 3-4 months. I've been saying, and if you've been paying attention to this channel or subscribed to this channel or just watching these videos for I think ever since maybe June, July area, when we identified this, I've been saying pretty damn consistently, Bitcoin extremely likely bounces to 45,000 bucks first before any potential, bull trap. In this case, again, I do think that we actually have something different going on here. This time is, in my opinion, different because of several other confluent factors that we do see. Again, I can just suggest that you watch the video from last weekend, but right now, just kind of pontificating some other ideas just for, just for analysis sake right now. Anyways, we do have the biweekly MACD across the downside right here. Bitcoin's bounced off the 20 simple, back above the non-exponential average right there. This is about where you would be expecting that rejection. Again, also in line with what we do see on CME, that gap fill right there from May 14th. And then of course, the 618 bearish tracement right here as well. This is your classic bull trap area, to be fair, to give the bears their due diligence. And then we'd expect to see Bitcoin kind of trade sideways for a little bit and then keel on over, perhaps over the next week or two, back down below 40,000 bucks. If we see something like that, that'll be rather concerning, I would say. But for right now, I still do kind of look at pullbacks down to 41.5 to 42,000 bucks is extremely likely to be a higher low first and foremost, and something that I'd be interested in myself. Of course, everything does come with risk, and if you're not comfortable with that, then you shouldn't be trading, or you probably shouldn't be trading in general, because most people probably shouldn't be trading anyways. With all of that, let me get off my fucking high horse right here. Is there anything else to be aware of? What about a much muscles on CME? Yeah, daily Stokes. If we do close this next daily below 47.5, oh, this is CME, but what is spot price action? Yeah, 47,300 as well. We will remain with downside angle in here. I still want to see it get below the critical zone before I even look at that as playable. Buy daily is going to be around the same level as well, 46.5, but again, closing tomorrow, not today. 3-day, again, same thing, tomorrow, not today as well, but 45,250. They're all coming in from very high angles, not a death sentence in and of itself, but could this be the place for pullback first, or do we see a move to like 50 or 55 first? I don't really have a strong opinion on this. I still do think 50,000 bucks probably first and then down, but fair enough, man. I'll just let price action kind of tell us, what's going on right here. Anyways, I think we've made this video a little bit too long now. It's 12 minutes. I want to salute you. I want to wish you well. Take care, and hopefully see you soon.